Hello guys, this is Ankit. Welcome to my channel and Baiko. Today we'll see basics of Excel right from the beginning, like how to open Excel and what are the important tabs, what is status bar, how to zoom in, a few of the important formulas if possible. So the way you can open Excel is by going to all programs and MS Office and by selecting Excel. Or the other way is Windows and then R, which is run. You can type Excel. This is not a case sensitive, so you can type even in capitals. So this will open up the Excel. So what I suggest is, instead of going and searching here, if it is a frequently used software, yes, you will see the hit here. Even if you still don't want to search it, you can do shift Windows R and then type Excel. That will open up the Excel. So what is Excel? Excel is a collection of cells. A group of cells put together is called range. So this is my range. This one thing is one unit is called cell. This is my cell. This is one cell. A cell has an address and a name. The name of this particular cell is displayed in the component called name box. When you keep your cursor in this white space, it will show as a name box. So this is called name box. The names of the cells are derived by column name and then the row number. If you keep your cursor here, let's say in A1, so A is my column name, 1 is my row number, so A1 is the cell address. If I keep my cursor here, this is called K9, and you will see the same name here. Okay, and depending on the version of your Excel, the number of rows and columns will differ. Right now I'm using 2007 MS Office. So the number of rows in this version will be 10,48,576 rows. If you want to get the number, how many rows I have in my Excel, you can also type R is equals to ROW, open and close. Yeah, by the way, to come towards the end of your Excel, you have to do control down arrow. We will do one session to how to understand the shortcut keys in Excel. So if you type ROW, open and close the parenthesis, you will see the exact number, how many rows you have. And if you do control and then right arrow, you will see a number alphabet called XFD. Now we don't know what XFD is, how much is and how many number of columns are there. So what I'll do is equals to column, open the bracket, close the bracket. So 16,384th column is this. So after this we don't have columns. That means Excel 2007, the number of columns in 2007 are 16,384. That means you can keep data up to these many columns. However, again, it depends on your hardware configuration of your system, how much your RAM and processor can handle the data. It doesn't mean that we can keep data till here. Okay, and the alphabets that go and the column names in Excel are, like, after Z, it will start from A, it will go till Z, and after that it will start from AA, AB, AC, again till AZ, again BA, BB. You are getting that, right? Okay, and like I said, this is a cell and this is a range. Excel workbook is called actually a workbook. You can also call it Excel file, but Excel file itself is called a workbook. Workbook is a collection of worksheets. You can have as many sheets you want. You can add by clicking on this insert worksheet, insert worksheet. Insert worksheet. So and you can also rename them if you want. I can say data, I can say formulas, whatever. Only thing you have to make sure is the number of characters that you can give for Excel sheet for renaming is 31 characters. It cannot have more than 31 characters. So make sure that your sheet name is less than or equal to 31 characters. So now let's go through the menu. What is the menu? Now we have home. So home is basically how you format your data. You can paste. There are various special categories that we will have a separate look. You can copy some content and paste here. And let's say for example I have some background and I have this, and if you want to copy and I want to paste it here, yes, I can paste it here, right? And I want this format. I don't want this yellow and red text, I want white. So what I can do is I can keep cell here and do format paint and click on this, so it will become normal. So that's how format painter works. If you want to format based on you want to select a specific text theme, you can specific font, you can select the font and change accordingly. And you want to change the font number, yes, you can do that. Based on that, your cell size will change, but if you still want to compress, yes, you can do that. That's there's a possibility that you can still do that. And if you want to change the background of the cell, you have to select that particular cell, and then just you have to go to this icon and click on whatever the color you want, then you can select the color. If you want to change the text of your color text color, you have to go to this text icon. You can select whatever color you want. So that's all about this. So I'll just clear this content. And if you want to let's say you want to arrange this maybe kind of arranging them, aligning them in center alignment, I can do that by selecting these icons: right alignment, left alignment, center. You can do that. If you want to fit some content in a cell, but not your cell length cannot be such a long cell, if you want to compress it, yes, you can do that. At the same time, you don't want to see this content in the other cell. Basically, it's not in the other cell, it is actually overlapping from outside. There's nothing in this cell. You can do wrap text that will come to the next line. The width of the row will increase, but the width of the column will be constant. And if you want to merge few cells, let's say, and I delete this, and I want to merge these cells, all these cells should be one cell. I can click on this merge and center. The contents what you write in this will come automatically center aligned. So that's how it is. You can make it bold by clicking on this, you can make it italic by clicking on this, you can make it underlined by clicking on this. So it's up to your choice. The shortcut keys are Ctrl B, Ctrl I and Ctrl U. You can do that as well. And I will delete this cell. And if there's any text data, if there's any data, let's say I will say rand. So these are the numbers, and I want these numbers not to display up to this much precision. There are lot many digits after dot, right? So I'll select this data and I'll click on this right arrow, so that the limit will be decreased. If I want to increase, I'll click on the left arrow to make it more precision. If I want to convert them into percentages, I'll click on this percentage. If I want to add a dollar, I'll click on dollar. Okay. And if I select these numbers, I want to format it, because these are too many numbers. Our normal eye cannot identify which number is big. So I want to add some formatting. So I'll click on this conditional formatting and I'll say color scales. This is a random formatting. So based on some values, it will give coloring to the cells. And if I want to convert this into a table, we'll see what difference is a table. You can do that as well. This will become a table. This is a drop down. You can select the values and then filter out few of the values. That we will see in a separate section. I don't want that as a table, so I did just Ctrl Z. Or you can go to this undo and then just click on this. So we have cell styles as well. If you want any particular cell to just have some coloring, you can do that as well. Insert is if I want to insert some cells in between the cells. I want to insert a column, yes, I can do that. If I want to insert a sheet, yes, I can do that here as well. I can do it from here and also from here. If I want to delete any cells or any rows or any sheet, I can still do that from here. If I want to format a row height or any column height, I can do that here. So these are sort and filter. This we will see separately. Now let's come to the insert tab. Insert is all about charts, pictures, pivot tables, and converting your data to tables. This is one of the important component of Excel, where you show your data in the form of a charts. If there's a huge chunk of data, it becomes very difficult for people to understand how the data is behaving, how it is performing on a time series or maybe in the seasons. So that can be easily represented using the charts. If I want to know, I'll just show you a random thing. So this is one chart. It may not be an apt one for this, but this is how it works. We'll see how charts work with different kinds of data, what charts need to be drawn for what type of data. We'll see that separately. And hyperlink is one thing where if you want to add some. So this is one. If you want to create an hyperlink, yes, you can do that. I'll just click here, hyperlink. You can text to display. This is Google. This is what it will display, but address will be this. So this is Google, but when I click on this, it will take me to the Google. That's what you see, right? When you keep your cursor there, you will see Google addresses. Okay. So text box, we'll see what text box is. Text box is when you click on it and then drag it. You can type whatever. This will not have any conditions like cells and all that. This is plainly like your text thing. You can type whatever you want. This is basically used when you want to make a specific header or footer, or if you want to add something, a component of a text where you don't want to have cells structure. Okay. Header and footer is very much same like a Word document. If you have an idea, you can type in if your address or phone number, whatever you want in your document. Another word art is it's a stylish way of representing your text. You in a 3D format. Sorry, it's in 2D format. It's one way of representing text in stylish format. It really doesn't, we don't use much in Excel as such, but I just wanted you to cover. Signature line is like if you want to add any signature. Object we don't use much. This is about enclosing different document like Adobe documents or any other text documents inside the Excel. And symbol is if you want to insert some symbol. If you click on this, any German symbols, or if you, let's say in mathematics, we'll see a lot of sigmas, summation, and we'll see registration symbol, right? You can add them from here, like beta, alpha, gamma, Greek symbols. Yes, you can insert from here. Let's go to page layout. Page layout is about printing the documents in various formats. If you want to add specific margins which are not apart from normal, and if you want to use landscape or portrait, you want any specific size of your document, and whatever document you are printing, you want that area to be make as print area. Yes, you can do that. And if you want to add any breaks to your pages, and if you want to add any backgrounds, you can do that. This is not much, we will not go into this. This is not much covered, and this is one of the really most important component of Excel, and this is where most of the life in Excel is spent. However, we don't go to formulas and then select here and then click on this. Basically, we'll remember the function and then we'll type is equals to, and we'll type whatever function you want, maybe sum, or open the parenthesis and select all the numbers and then close the parenthesis, something like that. So we have various kind of functions, like date and time is one really important thing, math functions, statistical functions, text. These are really important. Yeah, logical are also fine. If and else, boolean. We'll see this in a separate function. Separate. We'll go by section by section. Like we'll look up functions in one lesson. We'll do statistical in one lesson. We'll understand that. Okay. And the next important thing is name manager. This is really important. What happens is when you do some data reports, you name a group of cells into a range, and this range you can name it my range. Okay, now when I go to my range, see, this is how it happens. You can actually rename a group of cells which is called range and give it a new your name. You can actually do that. My range 1. Okay, now I have my range and I have my range 1. So now you got an idea, right? So this is how about the name manager. When you go to name manager and click on this my name and you just click on this icon, you will see this is the range that you have named and given the name my range. When you click on my range 1 and click on this particular icon, you will see this is a range that you have given an alternate name. So this is really important when you are giving the dynamic data and the data automatically plots the charts. That we will see in various in the later part. And this is really important. Calculation parts. There are two ways: automatic and manual. I'll keep it manual and I'll show you one example. I'll say rand is equals to rand. Basically rand will give you a number between 0 and 1. I'll copy this and I'll paste and I'll do F9, or else I'll say calculate sheet. I kept in manual, if you remember. Now I'll copy this and do paste, and all the numbers are same, nothing has happened, right? Now I'll go to automatic. I'll delete this. I'll copy and I'll paste. The change is when I kept in manual, the first number and all the other numbers were same when I pasted, but when I change it to automatic, all the numbers are changing. So the key difference is when you keep it in automatic, the cells get refreshed automatically. When you keep it in manual, you have to click on either on calculate now or on calculate sheet to get it refreshed. Okay, that's really one important. However, for automatic, in the shortcut key is F9. So if I I keep on clicking on F9, the numbers keep on changing. So basically this is a rand function. This generates a random number between 0 and 1. That's how I did. Let's go to the data tab. Data tab will always talk about the data connections that you connect your Excel worksheet to other databases, be it any Oracle or MS SQL, Access, SQL Server. You can connect to any of your external database and get the data here. That is possible. You have to just go to your connections and create an ODBC connection, open database connectivity. You have to connect the database and then refresh and select whatever columns you want. Yes, there's a possibility that you can get the data here rather than going to your database and then copy pasting the data here. And when you want to sort the data, you can do that. You have to just select the data and sort. Filter is one when you want to filter it. Text to columns is one thing which we will see as a separate thing. I'll take an example and then I'll show you how to do text to columns. Remove duplicates is, let's say if I have any data, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now I see there are 3 ABCs. I'll select this, I'll select the range, remove duplicates. My data has headers, no, there are no headers, so I won't select that. Yes, column F is correct. I'll say OK. 2 duplicate values found and removed. 5 unique values remain. So ABC was repeated thrice, so it says that 2 times ABC is I deleted and remaining 5 I have kept it. That is what it is saying. Data validation, there's a separate section to that. We can create a drop down list to that. We'll see how it works. And this is separate section. This is also really important. What if analysis, goal seek, we'll see that. If there are too many columns, if you're working on a huge chunk of data and you want to group them, yes, you can group them. Group. So if you click on this icon, it will group. Now after A, you will A, B, and you'll see M only. Because if you're working on too many columns and you want to hide some of them, and you don't want to look at it, you can hide them. You can group them, or you can hide them also, but grouping them will help you, to not to have a look at it. And it will say to other presenter or to other viewer saying that there are few columns that were grouped. If he wants to have a look at those columns, he will click on this plus. Okay, and again I'll select these columns, I'll say ungroup. It will become normal. If you have any numbers to generate subtotal, yes, that it will generate. So review is not that really important, but until unless if you want to protect some sheet, yes, you can do that, and you have to select what kind of protection you want to give. You can block user not to use any cells or modify them. You can select you can also block user not to add rows or columns, and then just give a password. Whoever is using that spreadsheet in that particular sheet, they won't be allowed to do any modifications. You can also protect the same with the workbook, so that the user won't do anything in that spreadsheet. You can also share workbook in a network, same workbook, rather than having each individual copy on their individual PCs. Like you can have only one workbook for everyone, the same. So view is one important thing. Let's say you see the lines for the cells, right? The gray color cells. If you don't want to see them, you can just click on this. You will not see anything. This will be a plain document kind of thing. And if you don't want to see headings, you can do that as well. I don't want to see A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3. You can just click on that. And this is called formula cell. You can type is equals to hello. And if you don't want to see this particular formula cell, you can click on this. We generally do this when we are dealing with huge chunk of data and you don't want to get disturbed with headings. This happens because when you work on laptop and your screen size is too small. Okay, and this is about freezing the panes. And let's say if you have all headers here, okay, and when I go down, now I don't see the headers, but my requirement is whenever I go down, headers should always be visible. So what I'll do is I'll keep my cell in the second row. I'll say freeze top row, and wherever I go, even if it is towards the last row, I'll still see my header. So that's how freeze panes works. You can also freeze the top row, top column. You can also freeze from here also. I'll say unfreeze panes, and then I'll say freeze panes. So it is freezed now here. So till k I will see k to whatever extent I go. Okay, that's about view. We'll come to developer tab. This will talk about the macros, VBA part. If you have some manual tasks that you are doing on a daily basis or a weekly or a monthly basis, and you want to automate it, yes, you can do that, and that is what is called VBA or macros. You can record a macro, but recording is very dangerous because that is going to kind of a template kind of thing, and it will not handle any exceptions or any warnings or anything. But when you write it, so when you click on this macros, it will open your macros or Visual Basic. This is a developer tab. You may not see a developer tab in your Excel, but I will tell you how to enable it. So if you go to modules, This is some other project. I'll say insert module. So this is where you write the code. If I let's say sub hello, so when I click on this play button, so now hello is being, so this is only one example, just I just wanted you to show. So this is all about recording or writing some code that takes care of your Excel automation, and it can do a lot of stuff. Actually what we are doing in Excel, even if you are, when you are typing sum of about 3 numbers, let's say 1 2 3, when you write this, even internally there's a macro that is being, there's all a predefined macro that has written by Microsoft, and it is running internally. And if you are writing any macro, then those are called user defined macros, user defined functions. You want to make it more specific for your requirement. So that is the reason, everything in Excel is macro. It's just that, is that a macro written by a user or by a Microsoft? Okay, so we'll see what this, this is called a zoom bar. If you want click on this plus, the cells will zoom in. If you come on this minus, it will zoom out. The shortcut key is control and then your mouse cursor. Towards outside will zoom in, towards inside it will zoom out. Okay, and this is all about status bar. If you're it says ready, that means it is in ready mode. If you're running any macro, it will you can no macros are running right now. You can record macro from here also. We'll see how to record macro in a later part. We will write our own macros rather than recording. I won't suggest recording all the time, but just to get an understanding, yeah, we should record it few times just to understand how functions and how the hierarchy of the functions works. So that's it for this today's session. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.